Oh, hey, what's up? So once again, I'm Jeff, aka El Jefe Tacoma. I'm having to do with the onboard mic, I think, because you won't recognize my mic. I don't know. Whatever. I've got it here just in case. Here we go. All right. do do do. This is Shattered Worlds Day 1, Book 3, Chapter 26, Joran. Excuse me. It's all about the vibe, you know what I mean? Joran departed the shuttle, tipping his head to the pilots. He always made a point of honoring the rank and file, unless they didn't deserve it, of course. He cast his eyes around the debarkation area. The shipyard was a joke. Enormous, energy wasting windows, gigantic video screens, spotless uniforms for the rank and file, and brand new loading machines. It was exactly the kind of decor Lizette would commission, overly furnished, designed for travelers who expect conspicuous consumption. He couldn't wait to see the staterooms on ship. The crew probably sleeps 3 to a room, while jerks like me get to roll around like royalty. All around him, sword-wearing guards lined every staircase and doorway, their faces set with perfectly trained crispness. Wouldn't want anyone to damage the precious artwork. Grundle marched along behind him, flanked by reporters. He was followed by workers carrying an absurd amount of luggage. They dressed up the great beast in a fancy suit, like one of Lizette's purebred dogs out for a stroll. Tails, cravat, even a gold-topped, bejeweled cane. Joran half expected a team of courtesans with giant peacock feathers to walk ahead of him, dropping rose petals in his path. You look like an idiot. Grundle eyed him balefully. No kidding. These reporters treat me like a rare monkey. Joran watched them all, straining to get past the line of marching soldiers. Lizette's official photographer followed along, taking it all in with his shoulder-mounted camera. I see she sent her trained parrot with you. Joran knew Harry Torvald intimately. The bastard had done a story on him once after the Corinth massacre. He was a real piece of work. Not content to stay behind the camera, he was a regular Lyra Fatima for the Lunari upper crust, with that flagrant velvet cravat and glittery fingerless gloves. What a putz. The fancy-dressed gent strolled over to the pair, clicking his lens away from his face. Joran Barlow, a rare pleasure. He extended a bony hand to shake Joran's. Joran looked at it and scoffed. Is that any way to treat an old friend, Joran? Joran stopped and loomed before the bastard. You know, friend of mine, clownfish. Keep that goddamn camera out of my face. Torvald pulled away, covered the microphone, and whispered, Joran, please. We're making a film. Try to play along. Joran grabbed the hilt of his swift blade and sneered. Or what? Torvald pulled on his own earlobe. I don't want to find out. Joran narrowed his eyes. The man's terrified. Why? Joran downshifted to a conspiratorial growl. What are you afraid of? Is she not paying you? Torvald switched off the camera and looked around at the soldiers. He whispered even lower. This mission is off the books. If we do anything to suggest we are anything but diplomats, we're expendable. Now be a lamb and play your part. Joran was pissed. Again. It seemed like he'd been that way since he got the Creel job. The longer he was alive, the worse things got. Maybe it would be best if the whole thing went to shit. At least then Avandi Marshall wouldn't get her way for once. He got back in step with the party. Lives were at stake. The bitch could kill dozens of people and not bat an eye. He was no fan of Torvald, but he wouldn't want the fool's death on his conscience. Fuck. Joran looked Torvald dead in the eye. Turn it back on, fish. I'll give you a story. Hell yeah. Good old Joran. And that's Torvald, aka Clownfish. I don't think we ever find out why Joran calls him that. I should get some more water. I'm getting all S-y. A lot of S's in this book. Just getting some water. Just getting some water. I'm getting some. Just getting some water. Just get some water. Oh yeah. All right. About to start something wonderful right away rehearsals here in a bit. Let me get my microphone here. That show's great. Stay tuned for the triumphant return of something wonderful right away. We put together kind of a core group, and we've been rehearsing most every week, and it's really coming along. I'm learning how to be a better improviser, which I've only kind of done in a half-assed way until now. So anyway, so that's Joran, Torvald, all of that. I think I could fit another episode in here before another chapter or two before I have to go. All right. So this one is weird. On the page, I'm thinking these lines might have different colors to offset them or something, but most of this is just italics. Not a lot of discussion, and you'll figure it out why. Do you live? Yes. And you are in pain? Very much. How can we help you? Can you kill me? Pause. No. Can you kill them? Long pause. Also no. All right. What can you do? We can alter your form, but it will be painful. I don't care. This is painful. The change will be lasting, perhaps permanent. Are you prepared to be disfigured, tortured in your own body, shunned? Yes, please. It hurts now. It may hurt forever. You think I care? You may. Do it. When you see the chest, you speak the words. When you leap into the darkness, you become the wheel. The chest? What is that? You will know. Oh God, they're coming back. You will live, Portillion. Have faith. Damn! Portillion has a person he's talking to. Who is this person? And how can they help? That's some shit right there. I was stoked when I wrote that. You'll find out why later. Sister! Ayana spun her head, squinting at the sunlight pouring in from the window. A figure stood silhouetted in the doorway, shaking, backlit and brown. Ayana couldn't believe it. June? The young woman rushed across the floor, hurling away bags and boxes as she ran. Yes! 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 She was grinning from ear to ear. Her hair was tumbling from her barrettes, her bonnet hanging by one string. Her floofy yellow dress and long arms were upon Ayana before she could even react. The two women spun and danced in circles, laughing until they cried. They were awash in joy. The red-headed June Zakarian dabbed at Ayana's cheeks and laughed through her own tears. Their bodies wrapped around each other. Ayana was half over the divan, she and June locked leg to leg, giggling like schoolgirls. They talked nonstop for 2 minutes, hand in hand with rapt attention. They were so focused on each other, they didn't hear Ayana's mother stomp into the doorway. Ayana, you are being rude. The guests are arriving and you still haven't changed into your gown. Stepping forward, she started at the sight of the two girls, their hands clasped, legs entwined, faces flushed from crying and laughter. June, I'm sorry. I didn't realize you'd come straight back. June jumped up, smoothing her dress and giggling some more. Oh, I'm so sorry, Lady Stargazer. I should have said something. It's just, she pointed at Ayana. It's been so long. June stared back at Ayana. A blessed mother of Zora. I can't even believe it. Smiling, she walked out, dancing coquettishly around Ayana's mother. After she disappeared around the wall, she popped her head back in and pointed at the bags beside the divan. Divan? 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 I don't know. Those are your presents. The smallest one's perfume. And stood over her. The woman's face was bright red. She jabbed her pointer finger in Ayana's direction, punctuating each word with a poke in the air. Your relationship with Ms. Zakarian has been complete folly. You will stay away from her, or we will be at odds. Her voice grew insanely cold. At odds. Do you hear me? Ayana gulped and dropped her flaming eyes. They filled with fresh tears. Yes, Mother. Her mother left the room as she had entered, with fury. The door slam was louder than any Ayana remembered from childhood. Ugh. Fuck her. Hell yeah, man. This is just me working out some shit with my mom. I swear to God. Oh, boy. All right. One more. Let's do one more. So June and Ayana used to have a little something or other. We're not sure what. But they're also like cousins of a sort because her father and June are from the same house, although her father was from a much lesser line. So they're not like first cousins. Anyway, chapter 29, Faylene. Is it done? Faylene held the phone close to her ear, scanning the area for guards. She looked frantic. Are you serious? Don't you watch the news? The voice took a long time to answer. News travels more slowly out here. Fill me in. Faylene sighed. These assholes were always trying to get her on tape. She'd already implicated herself so deep, what was the point of fighting it? She took a deep breath. Number one, your stupid plan got the captain killed. I'm sorry to hear that. What of the statue? Number two, the bitch got away and is back on Calustria with all the other bitch queens. And the statue? Listen, Eklund, I'm telling the story. Shut the fuck up about the statue. Two citizens crossed the street, clearly disturbed by Faylene's outburst. She had to look terrifying, covered as she was in scary-looking Damn it! Oh, hey, what's up? That's my roommate, Cece. Getting some dinner. Did you just see a flash?
No.
Oh, that was weird.
Lightning.
Lightning. All right. Where was I? She had to look terrifying, covered as she was in scary-looking firearms. My apologies. Please, continue. Vercolet and Barlow are being sent there on Marshall's newest ship, which says to me Marshall doesn't have it. Portilion's a ghost, so I figure he's either dead or in jail. Either way, he doesn't have it either. Celine went back in, which tells me he's probably looking for him. And Numerius is holding the Horus until he gets back. So not only am I stuck here, I got nothing for you. The static on the line grew stronger, then disappeared entirely. Faylene felt the awful pinch of dark energy blooming inside her gut, its tendrils reaching up through her chest and throttling her throat. She gasped for air as bile streamed up from her roiling stomach and scorched her esophagus. Please, she choked, tearing up from the pain. I did what you wanted. I'm doing what I can. The voice grew even cooler. You will succeed, Faylene. If not, you know what will happen. Please, you can't. She doesn't deserve it. She's just a kid. She was crying buckets now. Get it done. You're running out of time. The feeling stopped. She caught her breath and wiped the tears away. She turned and slumped against the stack of fresh cargo. A green shirt looked in her direction. She half-heartedly waved. He seemed genuinely surprised. It was rare, but occasionally she enjoyed the effects her looks had on men, especially when it meant they might underestimate her. Oh, there you have it. Failings, life is messed up, and there's a guy that can do crazy stuff to you through the phone. I always worry about this stuff because, like, Darth Vader and shit, and this is like my attempt at a different kind of Star Wars. So, but I mean, there's just something rad about being able to affect someone through a phone. I don't know, whatever. There's magic in this world, all right? Deal with it. Anywho, find me on the internet. I'm on Twitter at El Jefe Tacoma, or with the podcast Everything is Awesome. On Twitter at EIA Podcast. We've got a Facebook group, Friends of Everything is Awesome. You can share your work with me. Send me an email at everythingisawesomepodcast@gmail.com. I can critique it. I can read it on the air or on one of these things. You're welcome to join me. We can make a thing out of it. But anyway, everything is awesome podcast@gmail.com or on Twitter at EIA Podcast. I guess that'll do it. Take care of yourselves. Good luck out there. Yeah, it's a weird month. 2020. Woohoo.